Hi everyone, my name is Kat and I am bringing this video to you today to talk about tummy tucks because I have watched a lot of tummy tuck videos and I plan on getting one very soon, and I found a lot of great videos out there, and I want to thank all my 20 and 30 and 40 something sisters who did these videos because you really helped me out a lot, from everything like your feelings, your emotions, before the tummy tuck, to things that you purchased in preparation. And also I love the videos on 10 or 15 things I wish I knew before I had my tummy tuck. So I want to thank you because so helpful. However, the one thing that I couldn't find was videos for my age group, and that is the 50 on up. So I am in my mid 50s and I am getting a tummy tuck, and sometimes, yes, I wonder why. But I'll tell you that I think there needs to be a catalyst to really make you want to do this, because if you've watched videos on tummy tucks, they're not exactly things that you really want to watch. But to give you a little background on me, I had my first child at 25. I have 4 children. They're adult children now, and they're all on their own. And I think that when I was 25, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have all these things to really research changes to our body and things like that. So after I had my first child, I gained the most weight I have ever gained in my life. I hit 172, and that may not seem like a lot to you, but for me, I'm somewhat small boned. I'm the kind of person that if I wrap my fingers around my wrist, I can overlap them. So it gives you an idea as far as my frame size. I'm about 5'6", and I normally weigh about 130 to 132. I could go as low as 125. I could go as high as 140. It depends on the time of year. And I've been working out regularly since my mid-20s, and I lift weights, I do cardio, I try to exercise every day, and I've been doing that year after year after year. Also, I have been wheat-free and sugar-free since 2012, and I've been following a fairly strict ketogenic diet since about 2017 or 2018. So all this being said, I want to let you know that I've never been heavy. So I don't have excess skin or loose skin because of extra weight. However, even in my teens, I was never the kind of person that could just eat as much as I wanted to and never have to worry about weight. That was never me. I've always had to worry. So, all of this stuff like working out and eating right and exercise has not been anything new to me at any time in my life. However, now I can't say that losing weight is a lot harder. Maybe it's a little bit slower than it was when I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. But the best thing about being in your 50s, as I'm sure many of you know, is that you're in menopause. And I am 2 months away from officially saying I'm in menopause. So I'm really happy about that. So there's certain things that I don't have to worry about. I keep seeing videos about people saying, oh, gee, I'm going to get my period that week. Guess what? We 50 something and 60 something people or women don't have to worry about that. So that is really awesome. So there are benefits to being older. The catalyst for me was when I was talking to a relative a couple months ago, and they were thinking about some type of plastic surgery because they were taking medication since they were very young, and they developed a side effect. And I said, look, if you're going to make any decisions, make it now, make it early. Don't hesitate, because the only things I've regretted in life are things that I hesitated on. So for example, LASIK. I had LASIK 2 years ago, and I wish I would have done it 10 years sooner. It's such an amazing surgery. And the catalyst for me for LASIK was I got a sty, and then it wasn't going away, and then I had to get it cut out, so I couldn't wear my contact lenses for 4 or 5 months. And I thought, I'm so over this. I've been wearing contact lenses for really 42 years at that point, and I said, I'm doing it, and best surgery ever, so I highly do recommend LASIK. But anyway, when I had my first child, there wasn't a lot of information that you could access at the touch of a finger, with technology. And so after I had my child, I got stretch marks, and I was like, okay, stretch marks, no problem. I don't really care. They didn't bother me. But then after I had my baby, I went home and I looked in the mirror, and I'm looking down at my stomach, and I'm like, oh gosh, it looks horrible. It looks like a raisin belly. My skin is all crepey, and I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, oh, it'll go away, it'll get better. I'm like, oh, okay. So I felt better. it never went away. And then I had my second child, and then I had my third child, and then my fourth child was a cesarean, and he was my biggest baby yet. My babies were between 8.4 and almost 9 pounds. So with the cesarean, and they gave me a beautiful cut. It was cut low, you know, below the bikini line. And I developed that pooch, that overhang that we women who sometimes have cesareans will develop. So not only did I have a raisin belly, I had an overhang pooch. And I'm thinking, oh, why does this have to happen to me? I remember talking to my OBGYN many years ago, and I said, how many people, how many women have bellies like mine? And he said, oh, around 7 or 8%. And I'm like, 7 or 8%? That, you know, that means like, you know, more than 90% of women have a fantastic belly after they have babies. Now, since the internet, what the nice thing about it is that I think that there are far more people that have bellies like mine than the ratio that he, or the statistic that he gave me. I'm like, you know, there's more, and I see them out there, and I want to thank them for it, because I feel like you guys are my sisters out there. So thinking back to that, you know, I knew I always wanted to get a tummy tuck, but it was just never the right time. You know, the kids were young, there was so much to do, then they went to college, and then, you know, my money was going there. But now that they're out, I have some money to invest in me, because that's really what it is. It's an investment in you. I don't think that anyone should make you feel bad about getting a tummy tuck, because all I'm getting is a tummy tuck with muscle repair. I do have an uneven fat deposit on my right hand side. I talked to my plastic surgeon about that, and he said, oh yeah, we can, you know, do some liposuction. I'm like, you know, really? He's like, yeah, we do it at the same time. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's great. So he's just going to even me out, especially on that one side. And I guess they do, you know, plastic surgeons can look at you and kind of know what you need, and know what's going to give you the type of figure you want. So it's going to be a tummy tuck, muscle repair if necessary. He said he wasn't sure if I needed muscle repair. He said, but we won't really know until we, you know, get you open and see and check out those muscles. So he said you could need muscle repair. It wasn't a definitive issue at that point in time. And then he said, you know, he would do some liposuction to even me out and just give me a nicer figure between my waist and my hips, which I'm really happy about. I'm not getting a Brazilian butt lift. I'm not getting a boob lift. I'm not getting breast augmentation. I'm not looking to be 25 or to be 25 or 35, and I'm just not looking to turn back the clock. Now, that doesn't mean that I would never consider those procedures, but you know, let's say I'm 65 and I'm like, oh, these are, the girls are just like, you know, hey, want to make them a little more perky. I'm not saying I'd never do that, but I have no plans on doing that. And so I'm just getting that tummy tuck because it's an area that people don't see, but I see it every day. I look in the mirror. And also, I want to let you know that I'm not really telling anybody about this because I am relatively thin. And the problem is when you tell people you're getting a tummy tuck, and many times they will say, oh, why are you getting a tummy tuck? You don't need a tummy tuck, you're thin, or just go to the gym. Well, I've been going to the gym for well over 3 decades. That's not the answer. Well, just eat right. I've been eating right my whole life. That's not the answer either. And they just don't get it. I mean, maybe with some women it could be jealousy. I don't know, because that happens too. But people, I think, most of the time tend to be well-meaning, but they just don't know. They don't see me with my clothes off. I don't see them with their clothes off, so they can't really, you know, judge me for this. And I'm not looking for their approval either. So I don't really tell people because I don't want to hear any negativity in regard to me doing something that makes me feel better for myself. And just be aware of who you tell to. Anyone that I've told, which is just a short list of like less than 5 people, has been very supportive, and they know why I'm doing it, and they've seen the pictures. And even my sister, who I showed pictures to, I said, look, I'm getting a tummy tuck. These are my pictures. And I sent them to her, and she's like, wow. She said, I never knew. I'm like, I know. People don't know. And it's not something that you can really see when I'm wearing clothes, unless I wear a bodycon type of dress. That's when you could really notice. And that's what really makes me kind of self-conscious. And I don't like that. So there are some styles that I can't wear. Crop tops. You know, you think, what's a 50-something-year-old doing wearing a crop top? Well, I don't care how old I am. If I want to wear a crop top, I'm going to wear a crop top, whether I'm 50, 60 or not. I always say my mother is mid-80s. She has legs that can rival Tina Turner's, and she looks fantastic in a mini skirt. Not that she wears a mini skirt, you know, maybe once in a while she'll wear a shorter skirt, but she looks awesome in it as well. All right, so I just want to let you know that's where I am, and this is just my first video of several to come, and I'll be doing more. But I had my first consult with the plastic surgeon about 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to have my pre-op appointment in September, and then the surgery is scheduled for October. So the whole timeline's there. I do feel that I am a couple pounds over where I want to be because of, I can't say my weight is because of COVID. During 2020, I really did a good job of keeping the weight off. But then last year, last September, I had varicose vein surgery. So I was about 132 when I went in for that and went home, recovered. And 6 weeks later, I was back to my regular gym workouts, and then I had surgery on the other leg. So that really slowed me down. And then Thanksgiving hit, then the weather got cold, and I wasn't going to the gym. I was working out outside, and I couldn't maintain that because it was just so cold. And I don't like to walk when it's super cold, plus with icy, snowy roads, you can get hurt. So I was indoors. It was after the holidays, and I did put on about 8 to 10 pounds. And now I'm working on taking it off. I've been back to the gym for about 3 months because I am fully vaccinated now, and I've lost 3 pounds. So I'm in my high 130s right now, and I'm going to get down to between 130 and 132 for the surgery. And I know you're probably looking for pictures. Well, guess what? I'm not doing pictures yet. I will do pictures in a video as I get closer to that date so you can see where I'm at, and hopefully it will be totally changed post-surgery. All right, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.